There we go. It is day number 12 at this point, 13. Incredible how time flies, honestly. Yeah, so 21 days of distraction challenge today, my um very special day. I probably the longest time that I've just stuck around looking into space and not actually doing something. Also, I noticed on so many different levels how often it still tries to hook me or say like it um entertainment and pleasure still tries to get to me. It's incredible. The layers by which um screens all over the place, not just my own, right? It's everywhere in town, in any store you go to, um, studios, fitness studios. Some places I've been to, I'm currently looking for a new place to live, and I found that some people are just having their screens on, like their television on, or tablets or stuff. It's just continuously on, right? And so that's also why the current thumbnail of this video is just it's incredible the amount of noise, the amount of chatter, the amount of data that floods our conscious mind by the millisecond. And today I really noticed, because I slept very, very long. I took a very long morning for me. Um, since it's Tuesday, I was able to just, accommodate that. And then I've been up and I've been meditating a long time, just really taking very long moments of tuning in and feeling, of noticing what's going on, what I feel. And I've been noticing how I've been sweeping and flowing through so many different states. And every single time I've been asking myself, how are you doing? What story are you creating in the back of your mind? And all of that simply because I've been refraining of using my usual entertainment tools. Some time ago, after my meditation, I always did meditation, or so like the grand majority of times I did my meditation for the past about, I don't know, 10 years or so, maybe a little less. But after that, I would straight go to the phone. I would look at messages first, but then I'll probably get stuck on maybe Instagram or researching some stuff on YouTube. And I think in my case, as I shared yesterday, the one thing that came frequently to mind for me, observing where is the most prominent hook? What is it that catches me the most? And it's really just my curiosity, my desire to know something. Say, for instance, today it was, how can I protect a tattoo shortly after it has been created? Yes, I do tattoos. Yes, so shortly after it has been created, and then still go to jiu-jitsu, because a major downer of tattooing when you are a jiu-jitsu athlete is, well, the friction of day-to-day situations of jiu-jitsu is just literally getting the ink out of your skin, right? It's just like it rubs the wound open. Super, super rough. So you have to really let it heal fully, fully, fully until you're going back to actual training. And so I've been noticing that that was a question that just popped in my mind. And because of that, you would find me going to Google it, as we now say. And then because I like visual interpretations of my questions, I would find myself going through some suggested videos on YouTube. And naturally, that can escalate. So that's kind of like the process that I find myself often in. So it's not so much as maybe other people, I don't know, are going and scrolling through randomly through the feed and just, enjoying ridiculous or hilarious stuff. In my case, it's really what hooks me most is that I find myself curious enough to stick to a topic on social media, on YouTube mostly. And then that's where I would get stuck. And then I watch that and I watch that and I watch that. And I watch 4 to 5 different interpretation of the question until I finally feel satisfied enough. And usually that's when I continue looking for other valuable stuff, or say things that matter to me, such as like techniques, training modalities, all sorts of things. And, before you blink with your eyes, it's like maybe 45 minutes gone. And you just started it with wanting to know something. So I've been very interested and curious how I would fare without following that notion. And it's very tough, you see, because so what was difficult for me was basically that I like being curious. I was always a curious mind. I always had plenty questions. So I had the difficulty, or say the job, the challenge in this case, to not follow that by conventional means, in a way that I did it before. What I did though was basically I would start to meditate and visualize it and try to imagine different ways how I could tackle a certain problem, a certain challenge in different ways. So that certainly has helped me a lot. And uh, obviously the pleasure coming from looking at looking at the visual interpretations of other people, or maybe people who had a little more insights or knowledge about the subject. Of course, that has been, something that I've been missing. That hasn't really given me that much pleasure. But on the other end, I also noticed how I appreciated to train my visualization and my problem solving, and also the way that I've been able through that practice to pivot from solution to solution to solution. And in that process today, I noticed how I've been very, very conveniently not using my problem solving skills by means of going and let other people do the job, or, see what other people have done trying to do the job. So, what I wanted to say with that is, today specifically, I've been noticing how my distraction challenge, or say the detox challenge that I have put myself onto, has highlighted yet another element, and that is helplessness. I think at the beginning, I've been already sharing a little bit about that in one of my previous video logs. But the subject of helplessness has been a grand study of mine for a long time now, and I see it pop up everywhere. And since I'm doing a lot of self-study, self-experiments, I've been noticing how the subject of helplessness has been popping up in various, ways in my own life. And one of which is, I'm curious, I need an answer. I'll type it in. There is whatever answer, right? And by that, I have satisfied my curious mind. What if I don't just take that cheap pill and just type it in, but actually try to do it myself? And that's where I noticed that I wasn't particularly fond of the idea that I would have to go and now figure it out myself. It is just so much more convenient just to get someone else to share it, or just to search for it in the grand library of our internet. So yeah, that's just basically the insights today. I really wanted to share that, how helpless we are, or maybe I'm just talking about my own self here, how helpless I've been practicing to be by means of having a curious idea, a subject that I wanted to have thoughts or inspirations to, and then just using the internet to satisfy that with the click of a finger. And more often than not, actually, half of what I've been seeing, or even more, just went to limbo. Never actually ever serving um, myself in this endeavor to, to actually make something out of my curiosity there and then. So yeah, I just wanted to share that with you. Perhaps this is going to be inspirational to some other people. I really would like to talk with you guys about what's your thoughts about, distraction, distraction detox, entertainment, helplessness, and how it all comes together in a day and age where people are, just filled, overwhelmed, I would like to say, with the amount of data that they are exposed to in very often situations, and exposing themselves to most of the time deliberately, and how this pleasure seeking has rendered many of us incapable and somewhat numb and yeah, just helpless. Tough shit. Tough line to end this conversation on. In any case, I wish you a beautiful rest of your day, whatever day it is. And I genuinely hope that you have a great thought, a great inspiration, and to find a curiosity to follow up on it. I see you next time.